Hi, welcome to BG24 Public Affairs Show. I'm Gary Malveaux, and this is Jasmine Burnett and Ejante Hall.
On tonight's show, we will be joined by a jazz trio here in BG. They will be performing for us and talking about their amazing talents and their work.
Then later on, we'll be joined by two representatives from Kids Count 2, an adoption agency here in BG. They will be here to talk with us about all they do for our community.
Sounds like a great organization. We will also be joined by a representative from the BG AMA Harvest Hustle 5K. She will be here to talk with us about the upcoming race and what you can do to get involved.
That's right. Then later on tonight, we will be chatting live about a recent decision made by the U.S. Army that has everyone talking.
Should be an interesting discussion topic. Stay tuned because it all happens after the break.
Welcome back to BG24. With the holidays coming, a lot of people are changing their tune when it comes to musical selections. And today we are joined by a jazz trio. Hi, guys.
What's happening?
That was amazing, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long have you guys been playing together?
Since August, I guess. Yep.
How did you guys get together?
They gave us our schedule and they told us to show up the same room.
Oh, it's for a
And lo
course?
and behold, this wonderful young man came into our lives. He's only a freshman. He's in a graduate combo. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, so that's how it was like a class and you guys
Yeah.
just ended up together.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And I heard you say you teach a class. Is it your class that you were teaching?
No. I teach the undergrad class guitar for non-majors, and this is just like a jazz combo class.
So where do you guys play around town?
Sitting at 149, play some on-campus events when we don't get double booked, which has happened as of lately. Yeah, we do that. We're probably gonna play at Howard's, me and Nick, in a couple weeks. Open mic night. Look out for that. 18 Wheels and a Crowbar. It's our country band.
So what made you choose like a jazz band?
Just something to do, I guess. I don't know. It's good music to study. You know, 'cause it takes a little bit more than just listening to records. Well, I mean, listening to records is crucial for it, but as opposed to like all the other music I play, you know, you end up wanting a little bit more instruction to get it really down. You know.
So you guys have a show on WBGU, right?
I do.
You do?
Yep. Lil Eddie bringing you jazz in the morning on Mondays, 9 to noon. 2
9 to noon?
Yeah.
And you just play jazz?
Yeah.
Now, is it one of you guys does bluegrass too as well, right?
That's me.
You do bluegrass?
Yeah,
You're everything. You're like
Yeah.
one man show. You do
Sometimes
bluegrass?
we play bass. You know, everyone always needs a bass player.
So do you like mix a little bluegrass and with your jazz, or how does that work?
I'd say so, and conversely, the jazz ends up going in. I mean, I just play music like music, you know, so however it happens, and I'm sure there's jazz licks I play in bluegrass and country licks I play in jazz and so on and so forth.
So if you had to pick one, which one? Jazz, bluegrass?
I wouldn't want to be roped into anything permanently for my life, but I guess as far as if I had to, probably jazz.
Why jazz?
Just because never gets old. There's always something new that's going to happen. And unlike the bluegrass world or any other kind of musical world where you usually play with a band that you tour, jazz, you know, I end up playing with different people all the time. And that's kind of exciting. You know, you don't know who's going to be on the job sometimes, and everybody brings a different dynamic. So.
Well, thank you so much for coming. Everyone at home, I hope everyone at home enjoyed your selection as much as I did. When we come back, Jasmine will be joined by the local adoption agency, Kids Count 2. Stay tuned.
To serve the needs by providing a stable and loving environment by implementing families, values, and morals. We have Tim Overly and Debbie Jeremy with us today to talk about Kids Count 2. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you.
Alrighty then. So can you give us a basic rundown of your position at what you do here at Kids Count 2?
So I'm Tim Overly. I'm the Administrative Director for Kids Count 2, and this is Debbie Jeremy. Go ahead.
I'm the president and founder of Kids Count 2.
Alrighty then. And how did you all get started?
In 2003, just decided to open up an agency. I had worked for an agency prior to this, and I just felt that I could do it on my own, and I did.
All right, and you, like you said, you are a adoption agency and a foster care agency. Okay.
Right.
And like you said, Debbie, you founded Kids Count 2. What was your initial goal when you found for this agency?
Just to be able to help provide a more loving and stable environment for abused and neglected children, to make a difference in their lives.
And could you tell us the difference between foster care and adoption?
Sure. So foster care is essentially short-term care for children. Foster care has a lot of components to it. There's another component called foster to adopt, where a kid is placed in a foster home with the idea or the intent for a kid to be adopted by that family. And there's the adoption aspect, which is finding a forever home for that child that could start out as a foster placement, or they come into the system and come into care as a strictly adoptive placement for that kid to be adopted. So essentially it's temporary care to long-term permanent care is the difference between foster care and adoption.
All right. And so they all work, they all work together, okay, I like that. If parents wanted to adopt or foster children, like you just said, do they have to go through a specific type of training?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, they do. They need to attend 36 hours of pre-service training, which covers a variety of topics like dealing with physical abuse, noticing signs of sexual abuse, managing behaviors of the children that are in foster care. It's just basically geared toward helping them deal with the issues that they'll come across while fostering a child. And as well as they have to go through a home study, a bunch of background checks and paperwork and all that good red tape.
What different events do you all put on for the children at Kids Count 2?
Kids Count 2, we try every year to kind of bring new, creative, innovative opportunities for our foster kids in care, in addition to our families, to keep things new and fresh. Typically, we have an upcoming Christmas party that we offer on an annual basis. We're in the process of doing that right now. We go out to the community, we seek donations from all different types of vendors. Some we have long-standing relationship with, other agencies or businesses, we always keep our name out there because we're always in need of donations. Our Christmas program that we do every year is intended to provide Christmas gifts for every foster kid in care. In addition to providing Christmas gifts for foster children, we also look for biological kids in the homes as well, and we try and provide a gift for them as well. So that's one that's up and coming. We typically do a fall festival type thing to kind of celebrate our families and celebrate our kids and really preach this tight-knit, family-oriented type of agency that we pride ourselves in. We have a Princess for a Day event where we kind of get to take out all the young ladies that are in foster care, and they get to be princesses for a day. So again, we seek donations for princess dresses. They get to wear the tiara, crowns, get their nails done, hairs, makeup, you name it, and we try and treat them like princesses. We take their pictures and just have a nice fancy, tea party type environment for them, and they seem to really enjoy that. We also just do other seasonal promotion activities, for summer extravaganzas and things like that. We have family cookouts at community parks and things like that, just to kind of keep everybody, networked with each other, support each other, because we're all kind of in this for the same reason, which is, like Debbie alluded to earlier, have a positive impact in these kids' lives, because most of them come from abused and neglected homes. And anything we can do to help make that better for them, that's what we're all here for.
All right, and those sounds like some great events for the students and for the children here. I'm sorry, not students, but for the children who are ran through Kids Count 2. Did you say another way to get involved will be volunteer work?
Most definitely. We're always looking for volunteers. We have a great relationship with BGSU and University of Toledo. We have a great internship program, so at any students that are in school, we definitely welcome the opportunity to do that. In addition to that, volunteers are always needed in any capacity. People who choose to donate, they can always give us a call at the office, and we can let them know what capacity they could help us with.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Tim and Debbie, for joining us. If you have any questions about volunteer or donations or foster care, you can stop by the main office located on Wooster Street. Also visit their website at Kids Count 2. Stay tuned for the Harvest Hustle 5K coming up next.
Welcome back. It's autumn in BG, which means it's the perfect time for a 5K. The Harvest Hustle 5K, to be precise. I'm here today with Tessa Bickford from the American Marketing Association, who will be telling us all about this exciting race. Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing well. So can you tell us what exactly is the Harvest Hustle 5K?
The Harvest Hustle 5K is a 5K that we're putting on the American Marketing Association, and the proceeds are going to go to this charity organization, Rally Cap Sports, which helps disabled children play sports.
Oh, that's a great cause. And how did the Harvest Hustle 5K actually start?
We wanted to do something to give back to the community, and we thought that was a great organization to support, and a good way to do that was through exercise, and the 5K was born.
And why did the American Marketing Association get involved exactly?
It was kind of our idea. We just knew that that's something we wanted to do, and over the meeting we decided that was how we were going to go about it.
That was the best option.
Yeah.
And do people actually have to run the 5K, or can they walk?
It's completely optional. You can run, walk, skip, whatever.
Skip, jog,
Yeah.
yep, dance. Can they support in other ways besides running or walking, skipping, jogging?
We have people that have already signed up to volunteer, help in other ways like directing the race, but generally what we're looking for right now is runners.
Can you tell us more about directing the race? What would you do for that?
Because of the turns in the race, they're going to be standing, just pointing, go this way,
Okay.
and supporting the runners, keeping them motivated.
Is there a fee to run?
Yes, it's $15 for students and $25 for non-students.
And they can pay that online or in person? How would that work?
Yes, either. You can sign up online by going to our Twitter page. There's links and information there that you can go. It's BG_AMA, or you can just walk up. I'll be working the registration desk, and you can pay there.
Awesome. If people wanted to help promote this event, what could they do to get the word out?
I think social media is always the best way. Word of mouth, tweet about it, post about it, tell your friends.
Do you have a Facebook that they can go to get information?
Yes, it's the BGAMA Facebook page.
Okay, awesome. And is there a map of the race online so people could kind of get an idea of like what they're doing?
If you follow the links on Twitter, there should be an idea that shows you how.
Okay.
Very simple.
And how can people register for this?
Either online or in person.
And have you actually run the race before?
I have not. This is going to be the first one, and I'm not running, but I will be there to welcome the runners.
Are you excited?
I am so excited. It should be a lot of fun.
So you didn't do it last year. This will be your first time ever doing it?
This is the first time, yeah, the organization's doing
gotcha.
it. It's new.
Wow.
And I'm pretty excited about it.
So are there any other events that the American Marketing Association puts on throughout the year, or this is just the big one?
We put on a lot of events throughout the year. This is the only thing we have planned for this semester, but we have meetings every week, excluding this week. They're 8 o'clock in BA 112, and everyone's welcome to come and learn more about like interviews, skills, and self-promoting. So it's not just for marketing majors, it's for everyone.
And what impact do you think this race will have on the community?
Well, hopefully it's going to support the kids. That's what it's all about, and making sure that they get the opportunities that other children have.
And if someone wanted to join the American Marketing Association, they would just come to one of these meetings and...
Yes, just come to one of the meetings, talk to us. We're open to any student at Bowling Green, and we were really looking for everybody.
All right. So talk more about the race. Like, tell us more, like...
Well, the race is going to start and end at the hockey arena. It's 5Ks. It's going towards charity. I don't really know what to say. There will be T-shirts, which is pretty big.
What's on the T-shirt? Is there any special decal?
AMA, Harvest Hustle, and then it has Rally Cap Sports logo. So it should be pretty good.
Do they cost money?
Just the registration fee.
Just the registration fee.
That.
Okay, well that's very nice, very generous. All right, well thank you very much.
Thank you for
stay tuned, because when we come back, we'll be discussing a recent decision made by the U.S. Army that has everyone talking.
Hey, discussion time.
Okay.
So excited.
Alrighty
Welcome
then.
back, guys.
Welcome back. So first of all, the Army okayed the word Negro to go under review when, I guess, for people to do personnel for a student, for background personnel. So basically when you're checking off on your list, you know, what's your ethnicity, instead of having African American or black, they had Negro. And that was the big uproar. CNN first said it, you know, it was headlines on CNN first, and that's what got everyone talking. So that's where we're at. The Army okayed the word Negro.
Was this like a new change, or was this just something that they always had?
To be honest, I am not sure.
Yeah,
I think that they've always
I think
had
that they
this.
always had it, and now that they were trying to change it,
And
that's what I got.
think, yeah, that's what I got too.
Because I know they would not
They
be
were, like,
trying to
going
change
under
it to
review,
that.
Yeah.
No, I don't, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wish I could have, you know, seen what the application actually looked like, or whatever it was looked like, but I never seen the whole, I didn't know what they actually had
I think
there.
that might have been the case, because I know there's no way when the commander-in-chief is a black man that they would have been as bold as to try to pass that off on the application. I think that they were trying to change it. I don't think that they were changing it to that. I hope they wouldn't be.
Yeah, that's what, you know, everything, and I think somebody has seen some tweets and everything, like, you know, how could we okay, you know, that word when we clearly have, you know, African American males, you know, our uncles, cousins, and everyone else, you know, they're fighting in this army, you know, for fighting for our country, and then you want to go ahead and then you want to put this term under review. I should say, you want to put this term under review.
And people were commenting on the articles and saying that it's okay to say this word because Martin Luther King, like, in fact said it in his own, like, I have a dream speech. So it's okay to say this. Do you think that's true?
I think, like, older people, like my great-grandmother, bless her, like, she still identified herself as colored.
Yeah.
So I think with older people it's different, but as a younger generation, we're not so okay with it. But there are still organizations like the National Council for Negro Women or the NAACP. They still colored people. I think some of that needs to change as well if we're asking other people to change the way that they address us.
That's very true. Yeah, I think things have to change with the times. Like,
Yeah.
we're moving on. We need to forget about this and look to the future.
Yeah.
Yes, I personally, I don't think that Negro should have been, I don't think the word should have been under review. I mean, what else why can't you just have African American black? What is wrong with those, what are wrong with
They
those
said other
two
people might not
terms?
want to identify with those words. They might want to identify with that word. So
That's
Yeah,
very,
and then somebody, like, in an article said, like, nobody said that. Like, who
Exactly.
would
Who would wanna be identified with
as
that?
a
Yeah.
Negro? Not in 2014.
I don't think so.
Maybe in, like, 1950 50, but not anytime.
Yeah, it brings,
recent,
like I
no.
said, it's just like a flashback as to what, and I think people need to understand what the word Negro was what it originated from,
The
what is
origin
the
of it,
actual
yeah.
the actual origin of Negro. As we got first back in slavery, it was the N word with the ER at the end, and then they took that off, and then they made it Negro, and that was just. Now we have rappers who just use the N-word
Exactly.
with the A after
And-
it.
Yeah.
It's just like you're putting so much controversy on this term, and you don't know the actual origin of what this come from. Regardless of the term, it's hurtful.
And maybe that's why they think it's okay, because rappers can use it and
Well,
no
I
one
think
really says anything
it's
about
in
it.
part because people did used to identify themselves as Negroes, and I think that's where it comes in. And I really do think it's an old term. Now if you're gonna try to end it with an A, then no, they would
Right.
never. I think that's a little bold to try to.
Right.
Nobody likes that word.
But why do you think rappers do it in their music? Why do they say it?
I will be honest. Like, I've always felt this way. Amongst black people, that's your term, and you decide how you feel about it and how you want to use it. There are some people who don't like it and won't use it, but there are other people who claim it and own it and use it as they wish.
See, but I don't think that's fair. I think
It's
that if
not.
we're trying to outlaw a word, no one can say it.
No one
You
should be
can't
able to
just
say
say
it.
it because that's like who you used to be, or that's your race
I
or
think
something.
my parents are even split on the topic. Like my dad, he said he was like, no, it's not a bad thing. But my mom, you could never say it in the house. But that's why I say it varies among each individual person.
Yeah, it won't vary in my household. That's
Yeah,
how.
I-
That's
well,
how.
it did with
That's
my
how
mom
it's
and
said.
dad. Like it.
Well, the Army said that they said it was acceptable because someone can be self-reported, and that that's what it's viewed to be called as. So they would use it for, I guess, personnel, for their own personnel. Like you said, if you don't want to identify with African American or black, you will identify with being Negro. But it's the same.
I don't think it's needed.
It's
No.
needed. Yeah, like I said, it's
That's
not
too
needed. And I don't know why the Army would think that was even acceptable to even put that under review. So I don't understand why they would even do that. But after it caused so much backlash, the Army actually apologized, and they made out a couple of statements. It really didn't rough America like I thought it would.
No, Al Sharpton didn't say anything about it,
It
so
really didn't rough
therefore-
America like I thought it would. And the
We're
Army
good.
spokesperson said the U.S. Army, they fully recognize and they're promptly acted to remove the outdated language in the Army regulation. As soon as it was brought up to our attention, they said they apologized and they didn't mean to harm or offend anyone with that term. So they apologized for it, and they're going to take it off. They said it's not going to be under review anymore. It's not even going to be an option anymore. So
Like I said,
And I think this is sad that stories like Kim Kardashian's butt has being leaked or something like that, that's taken more precedence than this being under review by the Army.
all right. So the Army, I think they're wrong for this. But coming up after the break, stay tuned, because we'll be talking about what we have for next week's show. Alrighty then, that was a great show. I love the
Jazz band
jazz.
was cool.
The
Yeah,
jazz
that
band
was
was
cool.
fantastic.
They were really
Yeah.
cool.
And Kids Count too. For one, I thought that was always a children's clothing store. It's up there on East Wooster
In that
by Circle
plaza?
K. Yep, in the plaza. I thought that was a kids' clothing store. So I'm so glad that they were able to come. Yeah, I
Well, it
did.
brought
That's still
awareness,
not on the
yeah.
sign.
I thought, I didn't know. I'm always just riding past or walking in. So I'm so glad that I was able to, get them and all that good stuff. All right.
All right, well, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
And make sure to stay tuned in for next week's show.
Good night, everyone.